about to give them what they want.
Go Beastmode, dude.
I don't think they're ready for this, though. Beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode.
What's good, YouTube? You know who it is. Chris Jones, representing Pump Chasers. And you already know. You head on down to TigerFitness.com and get your Pump Chasers up. We got the GAF weight. Get that product play. That shit. There we go. Turn that shit, man. Cuts FTS, thermogenic, fat burner. A lot of you guys are cutting, getting ready to cut. You better get your 30 bottles minimum. This sells fast. Pumping grind pre-workout. Man, fuck with your boy, man. You know where to get it. TigerFitness.com. Alright? And I know you see this hoodie. I know you see it. I'm bulking, bro. Even if you're not bulking, this is a fun hoodie. Alright? I got hoodies and tees coming, okay? Rest in peace to Bruno, alright? Hoodies and tees coming. I'm aiming for next week. I will have a date and time soon for the ones that happen to give a fuck. Now, if you don't happen to give a fuck, don't even worry. Where my pen at, man? Where my pen? If you ain't worried about this hoodie, forget what I said. Like in Men in Black, look right here. Bam! Forget about it. But for the ones that happen to give a fuck, fuck with me, baby. Fuck with me. I got a date and time coming soon. So fam, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about diet. So I've gotten this video DM to me. Shout out to the Instagram fam, alright? I got this video DM to me. This video features a man by the name of Eddie Abu. So I'm going to show the video in just a moment. Before I do, so I checked this guy out, right? Interesting character. Some people have already made videos about him. Lane Norton has made a video about him, about some things he said.
What's up, guys? We're back. It's Friday. I'm smiling. And why is that? Because we get to debunk some bullshit. It's What the Fitness. Let's go. We have a video from Eddie Abu. Now, Eddie was an IFBB pro bodybuilder back in the day, back when I first got into bodybuilding. And I wouldn't say he was like one of my favorite bodybuilders, but I thought he had awesome physique. And now, in retirement, he spends his days talking nonsense.
Alan Aragon, this guy is respected in the realm of nutritional science. Alan Aragon has made a video about this guy, about some things he said.
Number one is an egg. Number two, chicken. And the third one is red meat. As opposed to whey protein, whey is shit. None of this bars and potions, they're shit. That's not food.
So was whey really a crappy source of protein compared to the old standbys? Here's a study that compared whey with chicken and beef and maltodextrin, each a 46-gram dose post-exercise, and this was done in resistance-trained young adults. There was no difference in body composition improvements between groups. All of the experimental groups outperformed maltodextrin post-exercise for increases in lean mass as well as decreases in body fat. And if whey was a crappy source of protein, then the other protein sources would have outperformed it, but that just wasn't the case.
This guy, Eddie Abu, is in his 60s, looking damn good, by the way. Okay? In his 60s, he used to compete as an IFBB pro. Fun fact, he was actually on the stage. Same stage as Ronnie Coleman. He competed on Olympia stage. So this is not your average gentleman. See, this guy has a lot of experience in the iron game. Now, does it mean everything he says is 100% factual, 100% true? No, but this guy has experience in the game and people like hearing what he has to say. Numbers don't lie, okay? So this video right here was DM'd to me, like I said. I want to show it to you right here.
A former schoolmate, he calls me and he says, "Oh, Eddie, I've been looking at your videos and I want to see a stomach like yours." Okay, what, you want a black stomach? No. He says, I want to reduce this belly fat. I don't want to lose any weight anywhere. I just want to reduce it. I'm like, okay, so do you know what you did to put the belly? No, I don't. You want to lose fat? Just change whatever you were doing to make you gain the fat. You change your lifestyle, start eating properly, cut out the sugar, Cut out the processed foods. What they're telling you in this industry to count calories but still eat a bit of sugar. No. You might lose the weight, but you put it back on. It has never been about calorie deficit. It has never been about calorie deficit. It has never been about calorie deficit. Motherfuckers, don't listen to those guys who tell you eating avocado is bad for you. No. Remember, if you're trying to lose weight, you can never decide where your body loses the weight from. You just change your lifestyle.
Now, as you see, Eddie said staying lean, getting lean, it's not about a calorie deficit.
It has never been about calorie deficit.
Guys, listen here. My hands are up, because I know possibly some of Eddie's supporters, his loyal supporters, are going to see this video. And they're not going to take too kindly of me disagreeing with their hero. But facts are facts. And facts are not attacks. You see, bodybuilding is backed by all, not some, all universal laws and principles. Notice when we squat, the bar has to travel along our center of mass. Why? Because we live in the physical world. And the physical world is governed by the laws of physics. So regardless of how you feel about it, the bar must travel along your center of mass, period. And you know what else is governed by the laws of physics? Thermodynamics. See, thermodynamics is energy-based law, which is one of the reasons why you cannot outwork a bad diet. You literally have to burn more calories than you take in, period. That is backed by the laws of physics, which means it's backed by universal law. I don't make the rules. So to say getting lean, staying lean has nothing to do with the numbers, getting lean has nothing to do with the calorie deficit, that is just not the absolute truth. Facts, not my opinion. Facts are not attacks, children. Speaking of lifestyle, because obviously whatever lifestyle Eddie is following, it's working for him. This guy's in his 60s and he's looking good. Okay? Now you do a little digging on the way he goes about eating. You notice he's getting his protein and he follows higher fats.
This is my favorite way of cooking eggs. Now, you see, what I do is I just put some butter in the frying pan, lots of butter, and then literally let it heat up a little bit and put the eggs in. Stir it, just keep stirring it, everything together, and then that's done. Put it in the bowl, and that's it, ready to eat. I'll say it again. Nutrition is simple, you know?
And when you do higher fats, that doesn't leave you a lot of room to take in a lot of carbs and stay lean or get lean. Therefore, you have to keep your carbs lower. There's an old saying that goes, and it's even in the Bible, nothing is new under the sun. Guys, this way of eating is nothing new. See, I'm a trainer, so I like studying some of the best trainers. Look at Charles Glass right here, me and Charles Glass and myself. See, I study some of the best. And there's another man by the name of Vince Gironda. Rest in peace to Vince Gironda. He was a trainer as well. Arnold actually visited his gym. Fun fact, if you watch the Rocky movies, Apollo Creed was one of this man's clients. And you know what philosophy he had? Protein, fats, low carbs. See, what I'm saying is, Eddie's approach is nothing new. A lot of people would call it the Vince Gironda steak and eggs diet. As you see, there's a picture of some steak and eggs. Let me focus that right there, man. Steak and eggs right there. If you look right here, quick remedy. Focus right here. Quick remedy. Drop the carbs. You know, this style of dieting is nothing new. And one of the reasons why it works is there's 3 macronutrients. 4 if you count alcohol, but there's 3 macronutrients. Protein, carbs, and fats. And this is where your calories are coming from. Dropping your carbs significantly, it's gonna damn near ensure that you stay at calorie maintenance or at a deficit. Therefore, it's gonna be easy to stay lean with this approach. This approach is nothing new. But to be able to follow this approach without tracking any calories, that means you gotta stay very consistent. See, what tracking macros does, I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. Tracking macros ensures that you stay consistent. See, if you're not gonna track any numbers, you're gonna do this shit blindly, then you gotta be able to track something. And what you can track is your consistency. If you pretty much eat the same foods every day or the same type of foods every day, although you're not tracking anything, you're staying within a certain range. To be able to do that, you gotta have a very high level of discipline. Notice Eddie, he's not the average man. The man competed at the Olympia stage. Not only does he not have average genetics, he does not have the average discipline. I've coached several people, guys. I've been online since practically 2012. I've coached numerous people, and let me tell you guys, just like we have different races, we have different heights, we have different taste in music, people have different levels of discipline. There are some clients, they're cool just eating the same thing every fucking day. And then there are some clients who want a little variety. And that client who needs a little variety to keep going, he likes his taste buds stimulated a certain way, he's still gonna need to stay consistent. And that's where calorie tracking and macro tracking comes in handy. Look at this clip right here.
1 p.m. This is my first meal of the day. 12 whole eggs, boiled, with a little bit of tomato sauce from Prep Meals, homemade. Let's go.
So as you see, Eddie got a plate of boiled eggs. Now, let's keep it 100. Who the fuck want to eat like that for dinner? Who want to work out, right? And come home with just 12 boiled eggs and call that a meal? Let's keep it 100. I'm willing to bet some of you are willing to do that, but some people aren't. I'm one of those people. I would do it if I have to, but luckily for me, I don't. I have more options. I have clients all the time telling me, man, what can I do to get my wife involved? What can I do to get my girlfriend involved? What can I do to get my mother involved? Trust and believe, if these people already struggle with discipline, giving them meals like that, it's gonna be very hard to keep them in the game. See, this is why, again, calories, tracking macros is a helpful tool. Okay, so you have two options. Option A, if you don't want to track anything at all, stick to a system that works. You have two options. You can go, good amount of protein, low fat, high carb. Or you can do like Eddie does, or like Vince Gironda used to preach. Good amount of protein, high fat, low carb. You can choose either one of those paths or a balanced path. Either way, you're gonna have to be very consistent if you're not gonna track macros, if you're not gonna track calories. You gotta be very consistent with your portion control, very consistent with your food choices. That way you can at least track with your eyeballs. Or you can go with this new universal-based approach, macros. See, I can have steak one day, I can have tuna one day, I can get peanut butter, I can have walnuts, I can have some sugar. See, he's preaching no sugar.
Cut out the sugar. Cut out the sugar.
We already know just from nutritional science alone that a little sugar in moderation is not going to keep anybody from getting lean. So I can have a little sugar. I can have a wide range of carbs. I can do some little recipes where I make a protein pizza. I have a lot of options, and guess what? As long as I stay within a certain calorie range, a macro target, I'm going to be fine versus a very restrictive approach. Both approaches work, but you gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta be honest with yourself. What level of discipline do you have? Be honest with yourself. I know my level of discipline. When it comes to working out, I ain't missing workouts. I'm gonna get my workouts in. But when it comes to nutrition, I like a little spice in my life. After I work out, I want to get me a little smoothie. You know, throw some fruit up in there. People like Eddie, he's against protein shakes. He don't like a lot of sugar. You know? See, again, you can go with the super restrictive approach, or you can go with a more fluid approach. Either way, the common denominator is you still must stay consistent, and you still must stay within a specific calorie amount, macro target. You have to be consistent regardless if you're gonna go with the blindfold or you're gonna go with the tracking approach. And before I close out, just keep this in mind, fam. Let's say, for an example, you eat 6 meals a day. Each one of those meals is just chicken and rice with a little bit of broccoli. Each one of those meals, right? And you're getting results. One day, if you get curious and you weigh out your chicken and you weigh out your rice, you're gonna have a specific amount of protein you've been eating. You're gonna have a specific amount of carbs you've been eating. You're gonna have a specific amount of fat you've been eating. It doesn't matter if you give a damn about those numbers or not. It doesn't matter if you knew about those numbers or not. You have been consuming that exact amount of protein, carbs, and fats. And now that you know these numbers, if you ever get tired of eating that chicken and rice, you can make some changes as long as the protein, carbs, and fats are within a close range. This again is why macro and tracking calories is so powerful. It gives us a little more freedom because everybody doesn't have Eddie's discipline. Everybody's not willing to eat a bowl of eggs for dinner. Everybody ain't willing to do that. These are facts, not attacks. Well, anyway, fam, that's the end of this video. You already know, Beastmode316.com. If you're looking for a coach that's gonna give you those numbers, give you those macros, tell you how much cardio to do, somebody you can check in with weekly, hit me up at Beastmode316.com. But when you come ready to work, baby. And you already know, hoodies coming soon with tees, Beastmode316.com. Fuck with your boy. Don't forget to like my shit, comment, subscribe, buy 30 of them bitches. Bruno needs them heavenly treats. Holla back at your boy.
We need a moment of silence before we fuck up these weights.